We have been teased so much for 3 weeks now with the Wandavision episodes. We've had little to no answers, but this week with episode 4, a lot of that changes. So episode 4 was released today and I watched it at 5 a.m. and I've got to say that was my favorite episode so far in the series. We get to learn a lot of what's happening behind the scenes, and this episode is all about S.W.O.R.D. and Monica Rambeau's story. There was barely any Wanda and Vision in this episode, which I thought was kind of nice, to get the other side's point of view. So the episode started with Monica waking up from being blipped away from Thanos' snap. She learned that her mom actually died while she was blipped away, which was a super sad moment, but she tries to get back to her regular life as a S.W.O.R.D. agent, which we learned that her mom actually was a founder of the organization, which I thought was pretty cool. Something that I really liked about this episode was bringing in different characters from different MCU movies and putting them all together. So we see Monica from Captain Marvel meet Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man. Then we see Jimmy Woo meet Kat Dennings, who is Dr. Darcy Lewis from the Thor movies. And it was super nice to see that MCU interconnectedness again. That's one of the best things about all of the Marvel properties, is how they all work together. And it was super nice to see a lot of these side characters meet each other and collaborate and just, follow the story of WandaVision. And I don't know what it is about these side characters, but Marvel just nails them. Jimmy Woo is a really, really great character. I love watching him on the screen. Same with Monica Rambeau and Darcy Lewis. They just nail everything, man. Their main characters, their side characters, their villains are getting a lot better too. But anyways, this episode is all about all of those side characters trying to figure out what's going on, but doing it together. So they find out that Westview is missing. They have multiple missing persons cases going on. They have a crazy board going on with all of the information that they're slowly learning. So it looks like everyone in Westview is alive, and they're just kind of taken over by Wanda's reality. And we still don't really know if they consciously know that, or if it's just they're playing a character. And I think they're under control. I think they know what's going on. They just can't do anything or go out of script. And I think that's why when Herb was cutting those hedges and was about to tell Vision something, that's when Agnes kind of stepped in and was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. But I'm super curious to see what's going to happen with all of those characters that are in the town. One big moment in the episode is when Darcy Lewis sees that the radiation around Wanda's world is just off the charts. She says that it's cosmic microwave background radiation, which as soon as she said that, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is the way they bring the mutants into the MCU. There's been a lot of rumors that the way that the mutants are going to come into the MCU is the reverse of the House of M comics. WandaVision was based off of that comic, and in that comic, she actually says no more mutants, and a lot of people are theorizing that she's going to say the opposite in the show and then create the mutants, just like how she created Tommy and Billy, who have powers in the Marvel comics. So I definitely think this is a possibility. And there's also been a lot of rumors that the radiation is what's going to cause the X gene to come out. And in this episode right there, Kat Dennings refers to it as cosmic background radiation. So I think it would be a really, really good way to segue the mutants into the Marvel universe. I don't know if that's exactly how they're going to do it, but we will see. One cool thing I want to mention in the review as well is on that crazy board, everyone had photo ID besides Agnes, which basically confirms she is Agatha Harkness, the witch from the Marvel comics. So I definitely think she is manipulating Wanda for sure now. We also got to see a bit of the backstory for the S.W.O.R.D. agent that goes into Wanda's reality wearing that beekeeper suit, and when he enters into the reality, how it changes into the beekeeper suit, because he was originally in a hazmat kind of suit. So it was kind of cool to see how Wanda can kind of change the reality of things before it enters in her world. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the big reveal that happens with Vision. So for a split second, Wanda sees Vision as his true self, a dead android, lifeless with damage to his head due to Thanos, but then she snaps out of it. Yes, I said that joke. And then she sees him as alive again. So this basically tells us that Vision is officially dead. I don't think he's coming back by the end of this series, but it also shows us that Wanda is losing a little bit of her control. She's letting outsiders in. There's people breaking character. She saw Vision as dead. So I think she is slowly losing this, and the breakdown is getting a little bit worse. We also got to see a little bit more of when she kicked Monica out of her world, and then we get to see Monica wake up with all of these S.W.O.R.D. agents just swarming her, and she says, it's all Wanda. So now S.W.O.R.D. is thinking Wanda is this super evil weapon. She's under control of this whole thing, holding people against their will, but I still think she is being manipulated by Agatha Harkness, which is Agnes, and I don't think she's all bad. I think she's just having a mental breakdown, and Agatha is just taking advantage of that to possibly serve her master Mephisto. There's just been so many hints of Mephisto, they've got to have him in this series. But this was hands down the best episode so far. We got a look at Sword, we got a look at Monica's backstory, we got to see all of these Marvel characters come together, and I just love seeing Jimmy Woo on screen, so that was a big plus. We learned that Vision is still dead. Like I said, I don't know if he's going to come back, like I highly doubt it, but that little scene in this episode really just confirmed to me that he is dead, and Wanda is just bringing him like back to life just to try to live happily with him, but I don't think he's actually been brought back from the dead. And then the other big reveal that happened in this episode was when Agatha did not have any ID associated with her file, which pretty much confirms that she is the witch from the comics. So overall, that was a really good episode. It was the most MCU-like episode for sure. Barely any Wanda and Vision, which was almost like a nice change. We definitely had a lot of them in the first 3 episodes, so it was nice to see like Sword's point of view, and that's what this episode was. It was all about Sword. Really good episode overall, and it's just crazy to think that we're literally not even halfway through this series, and we've already seen some pretty crazy stuff, so I'm just so excited for the last 5 episodes because I feel like some crazy stuff is about to happen. But anyways, guys, that's my thoughts on episode 4 of WandaVision. Best episode hands down, and I cannot wait for episode 5 next Friday. Leave a comment down below of what you guys thought about the episode, and do you think Vision is officially dead, or is there going to be something that happens that actually brings him back to life? Other than that, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm giving away a PS5 on my Austin Talks tech channel, so check out the giveaway video if you are interested. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video. How did I start that sentence?
You said there's been a lot of whatever that it's going to be the
rumors
opposite.
that it's going to be the opposite.
And then you're like, it's WandaVision is based off of.
WandaVision is based off of that comic, and in the comic